Hi, my name's Vince Sheehan and today I'd like to talk about Doctor Who, the 10th Planet. I'd like to go through this story from 1966, exploring what it's about and something of the themes that crop up in this classic Doctor Who story. Now, it's written by Kit Pedler and Jerry Davis, who of course invented the Cybermen, who have become one of the greatest Doctor Who villains ever, and it's great to watch their first appearance on the show. So I guess if you could sum up this story in a sentence, it would be an invasion from distant cousins of humanity, which is averted but at great cost to the Doctor. Yes, this is one of the most important stories ever in terms of what the show would become subsequently. So it's in 4 episodes. Sadly, the 4th episode is lost. And on this DVD, the 4th episode is animated. The original soundtrack survives. And in episode 1, we find ourselves in the South Pole. The Doctor, Ben and Polly dematerialise there, just outside the space tracking station run by the military, and in charge is this rather formidable character, General Cutler. And they're keeping tabs on a spacecraft, Zeus 4, which is simply running a routine operation around the Earth's orbit. However, much to everybody's shock, a 10th planet of the solar system, which very much looks like Earth but upside down, suddenly appears in the vicinity. And sure enough, soon afterwards, the Cybermen arrive at the South Pole and attack this station. In episode 2, we realise that the crew of Zeus 4 are lost. They've been destroyed amongst the melee of the arrival of the 10th planet and the Cybermen. However, the 3 Cybermen in the station on the South Pole are overcome and killed. But General Cutler's son is sent up into space to take the place of Zeus 4. But then, to their horror, they notice that there's hundreds of more Cybermen spaceships flying from Mondas into the Earth's atmosphere. In episode 3, we learn about the Z-bomb, or the Z-bomb. This is the nuclear weapon which General Cutler seems very eager to use to destroy Mondas and wipe out this new threat to humanity. Dr. Barclay, a more reasoned and calmer figure, thinks that would be a bad idea. General Cutler seems to be getting more and more dangerous and unpredictable in leading this station. New Cybermen arrive on the South Pole, but they're ambushed by the army, who are using the first Cybermen's weapons to destroy them, and the operation works. Ben and Dr. Barclay decide that they're going to sabotage the Z-bomb so that nuclear war and the nuclear fallout from this weapon could be avoided. But it seems that they're unsuccessful. In episode 4, we realise that actually the Z-bomb has been stopped just in time, and the Cybermen come back and they kill the general. The Cybermen seem to want the Z-bomb for themselves. First of all, kind of playing along with the ruse that they want it disarmed, and they take Polly in exchange as a hostage. But really they want the bomb for themselves. And we realise that the Cybermen have landed throughout the Earth, not just the South Pole. And they're at the the military headquarters in Geneva. However, as the Doctor has been warning all along, and by the way, the Doctor's taken ill by this point, Mondas is unstable due to the amount of energy it's taking in. And the Doctor knows that its destruction is imminent. And sure enough, Mondas does implode and disintegrate. And with that, the Cybermen on Earth are all destroyed. Right at the end of the story, the Doctor, clearly in a bad way, makes his way to the TARDIS with the help of Ben and Polly. And he regenerates for the first time. So, the 10th Planet, a real game changer of a story. I suppose if you watched it in isolation and without the wealth of hindsight, etc., you'd maybe say it's pretty interesting. It's quite a good story. But two things really make it stand out. One of them, of course, is the Cybermen. And they look so weird in their first story. And they sound even weirder. Almost comical, but very eerie and quite spooky as well. They kind of got this weird kind of open mouth, very basic looking face, but that kind of makes them look quite scary and inhuman. And their voice just is like really like weird. It's like no 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 like that kind of thing. It's but they are unforgettable villains. I mean, you can see why they streamlined the design of them. I mean, some of it is doesn't quite work. They've got these massive things on their front. You can see why they got rid of those, their weapons. But they do make a real impression on you. And you can see why they became such a hit. And of course, the other reason why this story stands out is for the regeneration at the end, which sadly is lost in its original form, although there are clips of it. But wow, what a game changer that is. And apparently William Hartnell was getting difficult to work with, and he was suffering with ill health anyway. And what a masterstroke to get someone else to play the Doctor. And of course Patrick Troughton is the next Doctor. So people must have been left thinking, wow, wonder what this new guy's like. Yeah, and William Hartnell, a terrific Doctor, unforgettable, very much like all the best Doctors, very much a one-off, inimitable. But it's good to see that he leaves with such an important story, particularly in facing the Cybermen. The themes in the story are fairly straightforward, I guess, for Doctor Who in terms of invasion, military, which of course we see a lot more of, particularly with the Third Doctor with UNIT. The idea of a twin planet of Earth is very interesting. And the Cybermen themselves, having this kind of completely divorced from emotion and humanity, is they're really quite frightening creatures in terms of how cold and ruthless they are. And General Cutler's, he's a strong kind of villain in this, and Barclay's a good supporting role. Ben and Polly are, they're not my favourite companions, I have to say, but, they get the job done. But, 10th Planet, it's an enjoyable story, a very important story, and definitely one to watch. And hopefully one day the 4th episode will turn up again. Thank you for watching this. Please check out the slideshow for the breakdown of each of the episodes and the themes that occur in this story. Bye.